Good morning, family. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, March 30th. It's the end of March. It's almost practically is April. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to day 10 of our live gratitude practice. Before I jump in, if you're not already a subscriber to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and share it in your social media, share it with friends. Do whatever you do to share information. Share this love and get other folks in on it. So, like I said, today is day 10. We're moving right along. Let me know in the comments how this practice is coming along for you. Are you keeping up with it? Is there anything in particular that you're enjoying more than something else, practice wise? Have you seen any of your wish list manifest yet? Yeah, hopefully you're not just listening to me talk and are actually taking advantage of this amazing practice. So let me go ahead and I will read off my. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm really distracted. I'm going to read off a few of my gratitudes. So I've already written down my 10 gratitudes and said why I'm thankful for each one. Read through my list and said thank you, thank you, thank you for each one. If you are a new viewer, this is your first time checking out any of these videos off top, I like to recommend that you start from the very beginning with the prep video because there's a little prerequisite work that you need to do before you actually start the practices because you got an aim, there's a goal here, more than just being grateful. Not that that's not an amazing gift in and of itself, but if you've never done this particular practice before, so what are we doing? So every day I read a practice out of The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Uh, and I read it out loud for you. If you don't already own a copy of this book, I also have a digital copy of the book that I'm happy to share with folks. Just let me know that you need a copy. Share your email address with me, and I will send it over as soon as I can. But this particular practice is designed so that you don't necessarily need the book because I read it for you every day. So we're on practice 10 by now. So it's super easy. If you just started today, it's not too late to go back to the very beginning and just uh, do it at your own pace. Okay. So I'm going to read my 10 I'm not going to read all 10 of them. I'm going to read a few of my gratitudes. Thankful for a kitchen overflowing with food because is a reflection of my abundance. And then uh, I'm grateful for the tool of gratitude because it is a form of celebration. That hit me I had a couple epiphanies yesterday in my meditation. Usually I'll sit with those ideas, all day. So there were a couple of them that resonated with me. Well, I guess that's what an epiphany is. But one in particular was, and I heard Bobby Hemmett say it before, all that's ever left to do is to celebrate. But I thought about it in terms of, especially in terms of, you know, moments or experiences of pain. When we get to those moments, whether as individuals or collectives, um, as soon as we realize that we are being confronted with adversity, being I've come to understand that the mature thing, the spiritually mature thing to do is to immediately start celebrating. A lot of times, what we do in our pain uh, is we disconnect ourselves from our source, our God, right? And we disconnect. Then we disconnect ourselves from our abundance, from our peace, from our protection, and so many other things that flow from God that are always present. These things are always present and available to us. But through different programming, through different choices that we make, we choose to disconnect ourselves. And it's really just a matter of stepping over to the side a little bit, or like, we might ease over a lot. But it is always present. It is always available to us. But what we tend to do, what many of us have been programmed to do, is that in times of adversity, um, disconnect ourselves from our God source. Uh, so it's super important to start celebrating, because that, for your celebration, you remind yourself to isolate that thing, right? Pain and fear and all of those things are really like a cancer, especially in the emotional body, because they tend to grow, and we tend to feed them in different ways. And so, yeah, they just grow. Um, and the way to avoid growing those cancers in the emotional body, which uh, tend to also manifest themselves in the physical body, is to start celebrating. We have to grasp for um, our reflections of our abundance. We have to grasp for uh, joyful memories, as many things as we can that remind us of our happiness, our abundance, um, our originating source, right? So that was just part of my epiphany yesterday. And so when I was doing my gratitudes this morning, I tried to really think specifically about things that are especially a blessing right now. Um, so that was one of them. I'm thankful because I had food stored in my garage, and that too is a reflection of my abundance. Uh, yeah, I was getting ready to say something that was going to take me off into a whole nother conversation. Not about to do it. I talked about that. I was going to share maybe one more. Um, I'm grateful for my tenacity, because it's awarded me other superpowers that I wouldn't otherwise have had access to. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. It's plenty. It's 10 other videos on here now, so I've talked about different things. So if you want to understand that a little bit better, check out the other videos. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the chapter for today. Practice number 10 from The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Again, if you're interested in a digital copy of this book, just drop me a comment here with your email address, and I'll send it over to you as soon as I can. All right. Practice 10, magic dust everyone. And it looks like some people in maybe like a train station or something. Yeah, there's a lot of clocks in the wall. Uh, all right, just settling in, y'all. No duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks. St. Ambrose, AD 340 to 397. When I just first glanced at the name, I thought St. Ambrose. But it's Ambrose, who was a theologian and Catholic bishop. Ancient spiritual teachings say that what we give to another person with a full heart returns to us 100-fold. So being grateful and saying thank you to another person for anything you receive from them is not only urgent, it's vital to improving your life. Gratitude is a powerful energy, and so whomever you direct gratitude's energy toward, that's where it goes. If you think of gratitude's energy looking like sparkling magic dust, then when you express gratitude to another person in return for something you've received from them, you are literally sprinkling them with that magic dust. The powerful, positive energy and magic dust reaches and affects whomever you sprinkle it on. Most of us make contact with people every day, whether on the phone, through email, or face to face at work, in stores, restaurants, elevators, buses, or trains. And in many cases, the people we make contact with deserve our gratitude because we are receiving something from them. Think about the people you encounter on a typical day who provide you with some kind of service, like those working in stores or restaurants, bus or cab drivers, customer service people, cleaners, or the staff at your work. The people who work in service are giving themselves to serve you, and you're receiving their service. If you don't say thank you in return for their service, then you're not being grateful and you're stopping the good from coming into your life. Think about the maintenance workers who keep our transport systems working safely, and those who maintain the service of utilities such as electricity, gas, water, and our roads. Think about the cleaners of the world who clean our streets, public bathrooms, trains, buses, airplanes, hospitals, restaurants, supermarkets, and office buildings. You can't personally say thank you to all of them, but you can sprinkle them with magic dust by saying thank you next time you pass by one of them. And you can be grateful next time you sit at your clean desk, or walk on a clean sidewalk, or across a polished floor. When you're at a cafe or restaurant, sprinkle magic dust by saying thank you to each person as they serve you, whether cleaning the table, giving you the menu, receiving your order, filling your glass with water, serving the meal you ordered, clearing the table, giving you the bill, or giving you your change. Remember to say thank you every single time. If you're in a store or supermarket checkout, sprinkle magic dust and say thank you to the person who serves you or packs your groceries. If you're traveling by plane, sprinkle magic dust by saying thank you to the check-in people, the people in security, the person who checks your ticket as you board, and the cabin crew who greets you as you enter the plane. During the flight, say thank you to the cabin crew every time they perform a service for you. Serving drinks and food or removing your plate or trash is a service. The airline thanks you for flying with them. The captain thanks you and the crew thanks you. So do the same and thank them as you leave the plane. I don't lie, y'all. I do all of these things. Like even before I read this book, I'm like, who doesn't say thank you for all of this stuff? Um, but I mean, yeah, I guess I'm whatever. Sorry, y'all. And every time you take off and land at your destination, say thank you because the fact that you can fly is an absolute miracle. It is. Be grateful to those who assist you in your work, whether they are clerical staff, receptionists, canteen staff, cleaners, customer service people, or any of your work colleagues. Magic dust them all with thank you. All of them are doing you a service and they deserve your continued gratitude in return. Store assistants, waiters, and waitresses work very hard to serve people. They have chosen a job to serve other people, and serving the public means encountering all kinds of people in varying moods, including those who are ungrateful. Next time you are being served by another person, remember that the person who is serving you is a precious daughter or son to parents, an irreplaceable brother or sister to siblings, a mother or father to a family and children, and a loved and adored partner or friend, and they deserve your kindness and patience. At times, you may encounter a person in service who behaves rudely toward you or doesn't give you the attention you think you deserve. It may be more challenging to be grateful in these situations, but your gratitude cannot be dependent on another person's behavior. Choose to be grateful no matter what. Choose magic in your life no matter what. It might help you to remember that you don't know what difficulties someone might be going through at the time you connect with him or her. They may be feeling unwell. They may have just lost a loved one. Their marriage might have just ended, or they may be in a depression and at a tipping point in their life. Your gratitude and kindness might be the most magical thing that happens to them that day. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Philo Alexandria, philosopher circa 20 BC to AD 50. If you thank someone on the phone for his or her help, don't throw away your thank you. Instead, give the reason why you're grateful. For example, thank you for your help. Thank you for going out of your way for me. Thank you for giving me so much of your time. Thank you for resolving the situation for me. I'm very grateful for you. You will be amazed at the response the other person from the other person when you do this simple thing because they will feel your sincerity. Um, very true, very true, and it's something. This is a practice um, that I've taken away from this book also. And it feels good to have other people feel that that charge. This is a way of giving people a charge, and it's so simple and it's so easy to do. And I've found this to be an infallible way. If you really do it, uh, it charges people, and it feels good to do so. So this is a dope practice. Um, When you say thank you to someone in person, look at his or her face. They will not feel your gratitude or receive your magic dust unless you look directly at them. Yes. You wasting an opportunity to help that person and to change your own life if you say thank you to the air, or say thank you as you're looking down, or thank you while you're on your cell phone, because you're not really sincere when you do that. A couple of years ago, I was in a store buying a gift for my sister. The store assistant who served me listened to what I was looking for and then went on a search for the perfect gift as though it was her sister. As the store assistant handed me the bag containing the perfect, beautifully wrapped gift, I received a call on my cell phone. I was finishing the call when I reached the front entrance of the store, and suddenly an unsettling feeling swept over me. I immediately returned to the store assistant who had helped me, and I not only thanked her, but I told her all the reasons why I was grateful for her and how much I appreciated everything she did for me. I showered her with gratitude's magic dust. Her eyes filled with tears, and the biggest smile you've ever seen swept across her face. Every action always has an equal reaction. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. Every action always has an equal reaction. If you really mean it when you say thank you, the other person will feel it. And you will not only have made another person feel really good, but your gratitude will fill you with an indescribable happiness. The day I walked out of the st- That day, I walked out of the store indescribably happy. I don't use magic dust only for the people who serve. I use gratitude's magical dust in all kinds of situations. When I say goodbye to my daughter before she drives to her home, I feel gratitude for her having arrived home safely. And I wave my fingers in the air and imagine sprinkling magic dust over her and her car. Sometimes I sprinkle magic dust on my computer before I begin a new project, or sprinkle magic dust ahead of me before I walk into a store to look for something in particular that I need. My daughter uses magic dust when she's driving, and if she sees another driver who seems to be stressed and is speeding, she sprinkles magic dust over them to help them feel better and keep them safe. Today, excuse me, take gratitude's magic dust with you for the people who work in service, and look for every opportunity you can to sprinkle magic dust on everyone by saying thank you. Thank at least 10 people who perform different services you benefit from today. It doesn't matter if you don't get the opportunity to do it in person. You can mentally acknowledge the person whose service you benefit from. Like if you're walking down the street and you're like, wow, the street is clean or it's nicely paved, mentally or out loud, you can be grateful for that person even if they're not there physically. The magic dust will still reach them. As an example, mentally say to yourself, I'm really grateful to the cleaners who work through the early hours of the morning, making sure that the streets are cleaned of trash every day. I've never really thought about how grateful I am for that service, which is done like clockwork every day. Thank you. Make sure you keep count of the people in service you are grateful for so that you know when you have thanked 10 different people for their service and sprinkled magic dust on them all. If you imagine sprinkling magic dust, let me start that sentence again. If you imagine the sparkling magic dust falling over people when you thank them, You have a picture of what really happens in the invisible with the power of gratitude. With this picture in your mind, it will help you to believe and know that the magic dust of gratitude really does reach people and that it will be available to them to help improve their lives. And every time you sprinkle magic dust over another person, it also returns to you in your own mind. If you're at home today, sit down with a pen and journal or on your computer and go back in your mind calling instances where people in service went out of their way for you. It may have been someone on the phone, or it may have been a tradesperson who was determined to resolve a problem for you. Maybe you've received a great service from your mail person, the trash collectors or recycling companies, or local store assistants. Make a written list of 10 instances where people in service helped you and send magic dust by saying thank you to every one of them. Magic reminder, read tomorrow's practice today because the practice for day 11 begins when you first wake up. So I will record this one a little bit later on today, so that y'all gonna have to listen to it today so that you can know what to do in the morning as soon as you wake up. I think I know which one this is. Let me do the overview for today. Magic practice number 10, magic dust everyone. Step 1, count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Today, number 2, today, sprinkle magic dust on 10 people who perform services you benefit from by thanking them directly or otherwise by mentally acknowledging and thanking them. Feel grateful to them for the service they perform. Step number 3, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic word, thank you, for the best thing that happened during the day. And number 4, read through tomorrow's practice today because the practice for day 11 begins when you first wake up. So I will definitely do practice number 11 early afternoon-ish. All right. Other than that, enjoy day 10 of our live 28-day gratitude practice. Subscribe, like, share, give other folks an opportunity to get in on this magical practice, get in on this love. And that's it. I will see y'all later on today for practice 11. Have a magical day, family. Peace.